Hello everyone and welcome to the final part of Heavy Debriefings Top 100 Albums of 2025, Part 10, The Top 10. Yes, we're finally getting to albums 10 through 1 in this list, and thank you so much for sticking around, and if you hadn't, please go back and check out the other 9 parts. Your favorite album of 2025 could be one of those 90 albums. The rules are down below, the written version's down below, all the social media, all that good stuff down in the description. Let's do this. At number 10, we have November with Words of Indigo. The band has always pushed the boundaries on every album, and with Words of Indigo, they may be pushing their most forward-thinking and envelope-pushing album the band has ever done. The band hits more towards the alternative and gothic elements of the band's sound compared to the death doom they've always been pushing. This hits everything I love about the band, from latter-day Anathema, to early-day My Dying Bride, to November's Doom, to the entire career of Green Carnation. If you love any genre that I just got done talking about, please give this a proper listen and discover your new obsession. At number 9, we have Haunt with Ignite. The 11th album from Trevor William Church, and also released on his birthday, August 13th, is a stunning look at the state of the world in a very personal way. The album is filled with emotions that seem to hit extra hard at times that we're living in, and it feels quite lonely. The production carries over from the previous album, 2024 Dreamers, and it sounds incredible. Without question, this is my favorite heavy metal album of the year. Number 8, we have More on Police with Pachinko. More on Police is one of the most underappreciated bands to ever grace my ears, and I just want to shout their names from the rooftops. With the band's 4th album, there are no 2 songs that sound alike. Those that will hear moments of previous albums stylistically. It can get heavy, it can get technical, it can get progressive, but it's also super emotional and heart-gripping. It can also just be plain silly and wacky, and I wouldn't want it any other way. This is a band I needed at the end of the year, and I hope this album will be what you need as well. Number 7, we have Panopticon with Laurentian Blue. The 11th album from Austin Lund is technically the first on full take of a full-on folk acoustic Americana album. It's an isolating album that feels like it was written about the winters of northern Minnesota, and once you know it, that's exactly what this album is about. This album is a full-on tearjerker just from the music alone, and while if you are a die-hard metal or rock fan and can't appreciate the album that goes into the style, I won't condemn you, but I will say you should release your preconceived notions and give this one at least one proper listen, as it might change your mind on the music that you enjoy. Without question, this is my favorite non-metal album of the year. At number 6, we have Green Carnation with A Dark Room Part 1, The Shores of Melancholia. One of my favorite all-time bands has returned with their 7th album, and first in a new trilogy with parts 2 and 3 coming out in 2026. This is one of the finest progressive metal albums of the year, and of course they add their touch of gothic and other elements to make this tug at the heartstrings and rip your soul apart from its sadness. Again, this is the first album of 3, and I'm eagerly awaiting parts 2 and 3, and see what they have in store for us eventually in 2026. Number 5, we have the Cal Stowboys with I Don't Want to See You in Heaven. Album of the Year potential here with the Georgia mathcore band. Zappa meets Dillinger Escape Plan meets 2000s emo post-hardcore. For the band's 3rd album, the band has gone in so many different directions, but they still feel like they put out their catchiest album to date. I will say that if you want a one-of-a-kind album from a one-of-a-kind band, give the Cal Stowboys a spin or two and see if it works for you. Whether you found a new favorite discovery or a band that you're going to hate forever, it is worth the risk to give them a try. At number 4, we have The Reticent with Please. This album broke me. There's no other way to put it. This is an album that feels like the band studied my life, learned about me, my multiple suicide attempts, my mental demons, and put all that pain into a 50-minute album that can be processed for anyone dealing with mental health struggles, or at least shed a light on the very real effects that can be happening to those affected. Musically, the music has this cynic meets Haken meets Between the Buried Me meets Porcupine Tree sound that won't be everyone's cup of tea, but it is mine, and sadly, it feels all too relatable to my upbringing, and when you match that up to the subject matter, it couldn't hit harder if it tried. If you need a cathartic listen that truly gets into what it's like to suffer mentally, please check out Please by The Reticent. At number 3, we have In Mourning with the Immortal. 2025 In Mourning is much different from the 2012 In Mourning I fell in love with, but that is in no way a bad thing. The band is exploring more progressive and melodeath moments with the right amount of raspy gothic cleans that makes me want to shed a tear every time I listen to them. The production is exactly what it needs to be, and the music is a tearjerker after another tearjerker. If you want a band that can channel Insomnium, In Vain, Swallow the Sun, Amorphous, and Catatonia, you need, and I do mean you need, In Mourning. At number 2, we have Heritoire with Solstatia. The fourth album in 14 years from this staple of post-black is pure, majestic tones of the genre from beginning to end. It hits everything from the darkest, fastest edges of the sound to near post-rock elements that truly showcase the emotional side of the band, all while never losing sight of what the band can be. This is easily for anyone who enjoys the likes of a Gripney, Hard Curie for the Sky, Deaf Heaven, and Fen. And finally, at number 1, we have an Abstract Illusion with The Sleeping City. The third album from this mighty Swedish band has Album of the Year written all over it. It is the perfect blend of atmospheric and progressive death metal that they perfected on 2022's Whoa. This time, however, they've incorporated more 80s synth elements in just the right spots to make this album feel a bit more haunting. If you enjoy the likes of Neovlascaris, Witherscape, Tomarum, and Bellacore, this will easily be one of your favorite albums of the year. And there you go, folks, all 100 albums in Heavy Debriefing's top 100 albums of 2025. What did you think? Did I cover some good albums here? Did I cover some bad albums? Anything that you wish would have been in here? Anything that's a brand new discovery for you? Anything you want to check out? Please let me know down below. And of course, if you enjoyed this, like, comment, share, subscribe, hype, all of that good stuff. And thank you so much for being a part of the ride. And until next time, this is Josh Runquist for Heavy Debriefing saying, embrace the Skullet.